And welcome everyone to today's service. My name's Athena. I will be assisting and leading our Sunday service portion this morning with the help of some of our community members. Thank you for being here with us. A little bit about Sanctuary Church for those who may not have joined us before. Sanctuary is a 508c1a faith-based organization. We use psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament to connect us to divinity. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion, which brings us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistorical use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. It is our belief that psilocybin-containing mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. We should not be mistaken for a medical or therapeutic organization. We encourage anyone facing trauma recovery or mental health issues to work in conjunction with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or accredited therapist. Our objective is to help and support you in reconnecting with the universal source of healing, your own divine spirit. As we get ready to begin today's service, we ask that you mute your mics if they are not muted already. We want to let you know this meeting is being recorded, which if you have any questions about, feel free to reach out privately. A portion of this service, we will invite you to journal. So now's a good time to grab a notebook and pen if you'd like to participate in that. And please do, if possible for you, find a comfortable space where you can relax and be present for the service. Today's service portion of our gathering is around 30 minutes of silent participation on your part, during which time we'll begin with a short meditation. We'll read the poem which the church has adopted as our acknowledgement of oneness with all that is, titled A Litany of Gratitude, a reading from our rotating text, along with an opportunity to journal your thoughts around the reading, a reading from our main text, the Tao Te Ching, and after that we'll bring the official service to a close, and from there we'll move into an optional discussion period. We've allowed 90 minutes for this portion until noon Eastern, and do invite you to participate if you feel called. Welcome, and thank you for joining our sanctuary community in celebration. As we begin our statement of faith, we recognize that this statement does not exhaust the full extent of our faith. We believe that sacred mushrooms are a primary source of personal and divine revelation. We seek counsel from the mushroom to find direction and inspiration in our faith practice. And we believe that all individuals who seek true revelation from divinity can do so. I invite Courtney to lead us in our meditation this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to be here with you. And thank you so much for joining us this morning at Sunday service. I invite you now to join me in a short loving kindness meditation. So if you're not already in a comfortable position, I invite you now to find that comfortable position, adjust your body in any way that really helps you be comfortable and enjoy the next 5 minutes or so of quiet. When you're ready, you can close your eyes. In this meditation, we will be practicing loving kindness. And I invite you to move forward with a loving curiosity as we do this. So let's begin with a few intentional breaths in through our nose and breathing out fully through our mouth. In through the nose And exhaling fully through our mouth, really letting it all go, becoming more still as we breathe. One more time in through the nose. And exhaling fully through the mouth, tuning in to what's here in the present moment. From here on out, you can breathe simply and normally. I invite you to notice what's here. So you can zoom out a little bit, almost stepping outside of your physical body just for a moment, while still maintaining a tether to your physical body. Simply noticing what your body as a whole is experiencing. Noticing the energy pulsing through your body. You may take a moment to notice if there's anywhere in particular where the energy is most present. Just notice this. When we can slow down and tune in to what's here, it allows us to have a conversation, a loving conversation with any energy that needs to be acknowledged. Be here for a few more moments, simply noticing, tuning into the energy flow through our physical body and our energy body. Now I invite you to tune into the energy of your heart. Feeling your heartbeat in your chest. Taking a moment to acknowledge the energy that your heart puts in to assisting you in having this human experience. Every single moment of the day, our hearts are generating energy, working with life force, helping it move, helping everything else function. So I invite you to take the next few moments and really tap into the loving energy of your heart. While our heart beats as an organ in our chest, our heart doesn't simply just live in our chest. You can notice the heartbeat in different parts of your body as you become more still. And as we become really still and present, we can even tune in to the energy of our heartbeat and our energy body, that space that exists outside of our physical body and radiates out into the world, into people that we meet, our closest relationships, and everywhere we go. So I invite us all now to first begin by tapping into this heart energy, and you can imagine kind of gathering it up intentionally. We're going to begin by sharing this heart energy with someone that we love. So if you can imagine, mind's eye, someone that you love, someone you're so close with, imagine sending some of that heart energy to them. You can imagine it kind of pouring over them, and imagine their response as they receive this loving energy from you. Now, if you could imagine someone else in your life, whether that be a friend, a coworker, someone in our sanctuary community, someone you drove by in your car, just anyone that comes to mind that you'd like to send some of this loving heart energy to, share it with the intention of bringing them peace and happiness. I invite you to take a moment and do that now. Again, as you imagine sending this heart energy, feeling what it feels like to witness these people receiving the energy, how that feels for you. Now tapping back in to the source of this heart energy as we work with it, continuing to offer gratitude to the heart, thanking it for sharing its energy with us every day. Now I invite you to imagine everyone here on this call. You can imagine us all in a group, in a circle. We're all here with our undivided attention in this meditation. I invite you to imagine us all sending our loving heart energy to each other. You can see it with your mind's eye, enveloping us all, radiating out into the world. With each other, we can magnify this loving energy and share it with the world. Now, again, just coming back to this heart energy, you can even take your right hand, put it on your heart, and take your left hand and put it on top of your right hand, on top of your heart. And take this last few moments in meditation to again offer some gratitude for our hearts, all of our hearts, no matter what shape they may be in this moment. Sending them some love for what they are and how they show up for us every day. And as we conclude, I invite you to take another few intentional breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. in through your nose and out through your mouth. With this last breath, really feeling, soaking in the energy of that meditation. And knowing you can bring it into the rest of service and discussion today and through the rest of your day. Before you open your eyes, just give your body some wiggles, your fingers, your toes, and gently come back into the service space. When you're ready, just open your eyes. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Courtney. I'd like to take that heart energy and send it out to our subtle sacrament ministers, cultivators, all of our community members partaking in sacrament today and any day. And as we begin our litany of gratitude, I invite you to unmute your mics and join me when I say, we live in all things live in us. We live by the sun, we feel by the moon, we move by the stars. We live
in all things.
All things live in us.
We eat from the earth, we drink from the rain, we breathe of the air. We live
in all things.
All
things live in
us.
We call to each other, we listen to each other. Our hearts deepen with love and compassion.
We live
in all things.
All
things live in us.
We depend on the trees and animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight. We live
in all things. All things in us.
We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living and dying. We live in
all things.
all
things live in us.
We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions. Thank you, everyone. If you would, please resume your mute. And as we move into our first reading, I invite Kevin.
All right. Secret tradition of the soul. Our world is not created by an all-powerful Judeo-Christian type of God, producing the universe out of nothing. It is made by a creator God whom Plato calls a demiurge, and who is more like an artisan who looks to the intelligible world and copies the whole universe from what he sees therein. Thus, the world we call reality is, in fact, a replica, shadow, or mirror image of reality. Having made this world, the demiurge brings it alive as if it were a great organism by weaving throughout its fabric a soul. This hierarchical model, however, is just that, a model used for picturing reality, but also liable to distort it by being taken too literally and thus becoming rigid. Some Greek philosophers envisaged the cosmos as consisting of soul only, unifying, organizing, sustaining, controlling every aspect of the world. According to this model, the intelligible world is simply a refined spiritual aspect of the soul, whereas our sensory world is the material aspect, the one being the unity of the soul, even if it manifests in all its multiplicity. Or to put it in another way, the whole cosmos is a single oceanic flow composed of soul stuff. It no longer has a hierarchy, Rather, levels emerge from the one like Russian nesting dolls. For example, the form of the tree is no longer transcendent, existing outside of this world, but immanent in it as an inner ideal tree or spirit, or as the Romans would say, is Dryad. Interesting.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll now go into our reflection and take around 5 minutes. We have a journal prompt for you. Attempt to visualize or experience your soul as it sits within the soul of the cosmos. Are you able to perceive yourself as one with this cosmic soul? If so, how would you relate or describe this experience? If not, what do you think is getting in the way? like to begin finishing up your thoughts. We'll begin moving into our next reading. The paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. I invite Christina to help us with our next reading.
Good morning, everybody. Let me get this pulled up. Tao Te Ching, chapter 34. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Athena. Sorry, I'm in the middle of nowhere. All right. The great Tao is universal like a flood. How can it be turned to the right or to the left? All creatures depend on it, and it denies nothing to anyone. It does its work, but it makes no claims for itself. It clothes and feeds all, but it does not lord over them. Thus, it may be called the little. All things return to it as to their home, but it does not lord over them. Thus, it may be called the great. It is just because it does not wish to be great that its greatness is fully realized.
Thank you. All right, we'll begin closing out our service portion today with some announcements. Amy?
Good morning, everyone. So this week we will have one virtual session led by members for members only. This is the Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Internal Family Systems with Deborah. You can find all upcoming member workshops in the members only virtual events calendar page in your member portal. If you're interested in leading a members only virtual workshop, you can find the link to our leadership application also in your member portal. And this Wednesday, Eric will be leading our Sacred Community Circle from 6 to 8 at Clifton Universalist Unitarian Church on Payne Street off of Frankfurt Avenue. This event is offered at no suggested cost for official sanctuary members and a $10 to $20 donation for non-members. See our community events calendar on sanctuary.org to register. And if you're interested in having a facilitated coaching session with one of our current MTI prep and integration coaches, check out morethanintegration.com to book a discovery call. Official sanctuary members receive discounts on one-on-one coaching. See your member portal for more info. And mark your calendars for our new West Coast Sunday service, led via Zoom on the first Sunday of each month, hosted at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you're interested in assisting with either of our West Coast or East Coast services, please email our volunteer coordinator, Nancy at volunteer@sanctuary.org. All right, thank you guys. That's it.
Thanks, Amy. Fundraising, James.
Hey, everybody. Nothing very specific in the fundraising space this week. As always, thank you everybody that's here. If you're new, the membership has more and more benefits as we go. Please consider taking a look at the minister programs. There was some news this week in the Discord about an event for ministers that's very exciting. But I might leave that in the Discord secretly to encourage people to come over there and dig in a little more. It's getting more and more exciting as we go. Other than that, the standing invitation stands. If anybody in Sanctuary would like any help on working on their social media platform or strategy for their own work, please reach out. The more that everybody in Sanctuary grows, the more Sanctuary will grow. And we would love to see everybody here succeed to their full potential. Beyond that, keep an eye on the space. There's much more coming up in the second half of the year, and hopefully we'll have some more official fundraising sort of news around that. Until then, as always, it's a thrill to be here.
Thank you, James. Membership, Stephen.
Good morning, everyone. We have 7 new members this week, representing 5 states and 1 territory. We have Deborah from Washington, Daniel from Kentucky, Shannon from the Virgin Islands, Casey from Tennessee, McCarran from Kentucky, Trisha from Ohio, and Mia from Minnesota. So welcome, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Welcome. If you are interested in our membership onboarding process and curious what that looks like, you can visit our website at info@sanctuary.org. All right. Begin closing out our service, recognizing we've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with the collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. And for those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us. As we further our conversation, please remember all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. Much love to everyone today.